Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is aghedechioma and I'm happy to have you guys back today. So today we're going to be reacting to Reddit confessions. Let's see what we have. I abused my mom until she became an empty shell of herself. Before I start, I already know I'm the asshole. I just need to vent to a group that will tell it to me straight. My mom is a diagnosed agoraphobic with severe PTSD from decades of child and spousal abuse. She's literally the worst case scenario. For those of you who don't know, agoraphobia is intense fear of leaving your safe place, be that your property, your house, or even your bedroom. It can cause horrible panic attacks at the mere thought of leaving your safe place. And for 2 years, my mom hasn't been able to leave the house. Those days, she just stays in her bedroom. I've seen her panic attacks and her CPSD episodes in person. They are terrifying. It's sad, actually. The beginning already is even sad. Now, for some context, I am the oldest of 6 kids, 2 of which being my step siblings and 3 being half siblings. Myself and 2 of my half siblings were placed in foster care wrongfully and abused for 3 years by the same person who abused my mom for 32 years. Now I see the foundation of the problem. For him to be able to abuse his mom, somebody has already actually abused him. So now let's get back to the story. I've got CPTSD, social anxiety, general anxiety, depression, and souvenirs from that experience, as well as twisted joints and scars from the abuse. After being removed from the abuser's house, I was placed in a foster home for 3 years before finding my mom. My 2 siblings were adopted out and my family and I are not allowed contact. My mom lost 2 of her children permanently because of lies. My 2 step-siblings were also in foster care most of their life before CFS begged my mom to take them. Because of their issue at that time, no one was accepting them. My mom agreed. One of them is my now 70 years old step-brother. I won't lie, for years I abused my mom. I took my anger out on her via manipulation, lies, refusal to do my responsibilities, refusal to do my homework, and bullied my siblings because I felt they were trying to replace the 2 I had lost. You see one thing about being abused, right? You can be abused physically, you can be abused emotionally. There's no way you are abused physically and that it will not affect you mentally. But you can still abuse somebody emotionally without touching the person. So when the person is displaying a trait of abuse, like being an abuser, at that point in time, the person had the choice to either become an abuser or not. And I would say personally, it's not the guy's fault because he has been abused before and he just came out of being abused with depression, anxiety, social anxiety, and everything all together. And at that very young age, I won't actually blame him, but going ahead to abuse your mom, knowing fully well she never did anything to you, you had a choice, but you decided to just do it. Let's continue the story. Due to this, I've been kicked out twice since 4 years, and only by her kindness have I been allowed to move back in. The last time I moved back in was in September 2021 due to financial difficulties. I had lost my job and my EI because I was too lazy to look for another one. My family, especially my mom, were kind enough to carry me until I found a job and I made their lives hell while I was supposed to be looking. God will not allow us to see evil in Jesus' name. One thing I can say here is that the guy needs therapy. The whole family needs therapy because the whole family have been abused. Let's continue. I would barely look some days and destroy my mom's trust in me by making up another line saying she was causing a protagonist to form, which caused my sister to start trying to avoid her. I got a job recently and I'm working on fixing my relationship with my mom. I work nights so we don't see each other often, but I do try to make her laugh and have deep conversations with her. I apologized for the lies and abused and own all the choices I made. That is a good start, but the damage has already been caused. My 17-year-old brother is pulling the same shit I was, manipulating, lying, refusing to do schoolwork, and is supposed to have a job by now as per the family rules, job by 16. But he's taking it a step further. He's always been a thief. He had to be in foster care to survive, but he's still stealing even 7 years later. He will take whatever he can get his hands on: electronics, toys, candy, money. He stole about $500 recently. Spoons. What are you doing with spoons? Sometimes the most random shit. He's also become violent, throwing things, leaving big bruises on the youngest and his full siblings, using his height and yearly voice he got from air cadets to try and manipulate those who wouldn't dare try to hit. He now uses the garage as his bedroom so that he can be physically separated from the house when it becomes dangerous. He's also not allowed in the basement. That's been made into a safe place where the other two kids and I can escape to. A week ago, he made a sexist remark to my mom in response to her telling him to get ready for school. When she called him out on it, I backed her up. He started becoming dangerous and was told to leave the house and that he could come back when he apologized. He still hasn't come back. You see, the behavior of his brother is a reflection of what he has seen displayed by the mom's abuser and what his elder brother has been doing. For sure, there is no how he's not going to pick up those traits. Everybody in the house actually needs therapy. Now, every time I was kicked out, I always contacted my mom that same night to tell her I was safe because I knew what would happen if I didn't. It doesn't. It's one of his manipulation tactics because he hopes that when he comes back, everyone will be too relieved he's safe and alive that will forget his consequences. He's also been seen this week with a Chromebook with no explanation of where he got it, as well as various computer mice. They are pretty sure they are stolen. But it's working. My mom is getting worse. She's having multiple panic attacks a day. She's even admitted that if our psych ward wasn't as dangerous as it is, she would have admitted herself, but she can't for personal reasons that I can't share. Our caregiver burnout is just getting worse. I want to help desperately, try to reassure her that she hasn't abused us. We are the abusers, that my brother is making these toxic choices and hanging out with toxic people despite what she spent years trying to teach us. It's not always the parents that create toxic children. Some of us are just assholes. No matter how you train up a child, if the child doesn't want to pick it up, he will not pick it up. Especially when he's hanging around people with that trait that is displaying at home. Especially this in Nigerian social media. Anytime they see a child displaying negative behavior, they tend to go back to the mother. Meanwhile, the father is still there. Why are you not involving the father in your drugs? Because everybody has a part to play in the life of a child. The school, the friends, parents, and not parents. Both the father and the mother has a part to play in the life of a child. If the child is misbehaving, please don't drag only the mother. Drag both the father and the mother. Let's continue. All the years of abuse her and my abuser, as well as myself, have put her through, are catching up, and I'm losing her. She doesn't bake anymore. She doesn't go outside the house anymore. She can't even make it to doctor's appointment because of her doctor is a sexist asshole. She's trapped in the house, some days in her bedroom with a mental commentary that mimics her abusers, telling her how horrible of a parent she is. She never once abused us. She's the type that would give you that shirt off her back. She will give you everything of herself until there's nothing left, and she has become a shell of herself. I know this is my fault. I take full responsibility, but I don't know how to help. I don't know how to get my mom back. I don't know how to make her smile anymore. Is there anything I can do? Is there even a small chance I can help her? There is actually prayer. And not just that you just pray alone, go for therapy. So this to clarify, my mom never let me get abused. Two siblings and I were removed partially because of our original abuser continuously making up lies about her to get us removed, and partially because my stepdad was also abusive to the point where he tried to kill her multiple times. At the time, she was drugged up with antidepressants, but because she is extremely sensitive to side effects, was becoming suicidal. As for therapy, we don't live near any therapist or psychologist that specializes in deep trauma therapy, and online therapy is too expensive right now. I'm hoping to be able to afford therapy in a few months once my financial situation improves. And I was even thinking about them going for therapy, but now I say they don't have any therapy close to them that specializes in deep trauma. I was supposed to react to like 2 or 3 posts today, but this one was so long and actually deep. So it seems like I have to cut it short today and probably upload another video tomorrow and continue from where I stopped. So if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more of this video, please subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.